Welcome back to the SA Sports Show. We're out here at Globe Derby with husband and wife team Lisa and Toby Ryan. Toby is the equine vet and vet to all the harness racing trainers out here. Lisa, obviously the sidekick and does a fair bit of work as well and drives in her own right and drives very well. Welcome, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Now, Toby, the first question is vet to all the trainers here. You train, you breed, Lisa drives. How does that correlate into a normal day for you with the attention that you get to give other horses that are kind of competitors to you as well?
I honestly get a great deal of enjoyment out of helping people with their horses, so competing against them is very irrelevant to me. I try and do the best job I can training the horses we have, but I'm very happy when a horse of my clients that I might have been able to help them with a little, issue, a veterinary issue, when it performs well and beats us, I'm the first one to congratulate them. It's actually a really good thing.
And first one to ask for the 10% as well, Toby, is that?
No, well, it's a tough game to get anything out of, but people are good. They appreciate when you can help them, and they're the first to thank you.
Yeah. Now, Lisa, with all the training, driving, breeding, you drive yourself. What's a normal day for the Ryans?
We get up pretty early. Toby gets up a bit earlier than me, and we get stuck into the team. We've got probably a dozen to 15 in work, and we just roll through them as we can. We normally finish sort of 1-ish, and then Toby heads off to his vet practice, and I get into the office and get some office work done. The administration side of the vet practice and the training, and somewhere in between we look after a couple of kids. So we've got a couple of teenagers, so they probably need more looking after now than they did before.
And then the afternoons you're back into it again with feed and
pretty much rugging, especially this time of year. So it kicks off again, sort of early afternoon and into the evening. So it's a full life, but it's a great life.
Yeah, but both of you, we've got a fantastic industry here, and we always have, and it's been on the slide for probably since the late 80s, really. And we tend to talk about it without doing a whole lot. As a couple, what can you see that can reignite what we've got here into the vibrant sport and make people start watching again?
Unfortunately, it's a tricky one, because what brings people in the sport is, or enables people to stay in the sport, is better prize money. It's a vicious circle, because our prize money is derived from wagering. And if our product is shrinking, then our wagering pool and market share diminishes, and therefore there's less future prize money. So it's a spiralling whirlpool in the bottom of the dishwasher with the dirty dishes. It's just very difficult to generate money, and therefore difficult to keep people where they can stay involved, and therefore tell their friends that it's a good thing to be in, and derive interest around their own circle of life to have people here and get people here. It's hard. I think if anyone could come up with anything, it would almost be a miracle, because unfortunately our only source of income is wagering, and it's up against too much competition, with the footy and all the sports betting. Harness wagering is diminishing. There's too many alternatives for people. They can bet on anything else and get a fast, quick result.
What about our pool of horses? How do we make that bigger as well? Is that the same deal? It's a struggle to get owners into the sport because it's a little bit expensive, even though compared to thoroughbreds it's way less, but it's still an expense that they've got to find. But we do have quite a few stables here that are starting to get horses from interstate. Can we find a way to have that as structured as we can possibly get it as well?
It would be good if we could somehow promote ourselves as being more affordable to be in than the galloping game, but we just don't have the glamour. A lot of people like the bragging rights of having a minute share of a galloper. Well, for the same sort of money, they could probably have half of one of these.
That's right.
And be a real part of the fun. It is difficult. It's hard, because then from a training perspective, there are trainers that would rather just own their own horses because of the fact that, you know, as we can't charge enough as trainers to get a satisfactory income out of it, out of training fees, and therefore you need to sort of be a significant shareholder in the horse itself to get a bit of the stake money. It is a difficult situation.
Yeah. Hopefully we can find a way. Now, Lisa, this one's for you, really. Names of the horses that come through the Ryan stable that I take particular notice of as a follower. Far as the eye can see, Take My Picture, Mr. Salonum Dulcimara, Annie Chicken Stalker, Mr. Bumblechook. Who's behind all these names?
There's a team behind it, really. Yeah, the Mr. Pumblechook, Annie Chicken Stalker, they're all Dickens characters, and that was from the late Keith McGowan. Loved to give all his horses those names, so we've followed that tradition on.
Okay.
Take My Picture, Mr. was a book that my father wrote. He was a photographer advertiser, so, and then we just have a lot of fun, and we pick zany names and have a bit of a laugh, and then submit them. If we get them, we're excited. Otherwise, we get something like Adrian, which is not as exciting.
Well, I was about to bring that up today. When I wrote the questions down, I thought, hang on, they've got Adrian in today, so that kind of defeats.
Well, her brother was George. He races as a George, so you know we're keeping that line's boring. But anyway,
now you started late as a driver as well.
Yes.
And any reason behind that? You've obviously been involved with the horses for Toby for all that time.
Yes, I used to ride horses and then train thoroughbreds, and then when David Harding hurt himself, who was Toby's main driver, I sort of stepped up from just driving in trials to taking on a bit more of a role in the races, and just loved it. You know, need the experience, and sort of the more you drive, the more experience you get, obviously. So I'm just loving it. It's something we can do as a team.
Do it together. Now, Toby, just one last one. Gear improvements for horses, just things like blinkers, hopple lengths, boots. How do you work out what can make a horse just go that little bit faster and get a result?
It comes from a lot of trial and error in their training regimes. Obviously, we want horses to be able to take their best possible stride length, so, you know, lengthening their hobbles to a point where they can still pace well. You know, just finding that happy medium at the end of their stride length. You know, there's an art to that, and some horses it's very apparent. Others it might take a number of adjustments before you can get that right. You know, there's a lot of gear we use on horses with blinkers and things to try and keep their alignment very straight, because it's impossible for a horse to run as fast as it can if it's in any way not well aligned. So, you know, they only need the slightest turn of their head, and next thing they can be, you know, cross-firing or touching their knee and not going as quickly as they can. So, you know, maximum stride length and best possible alignment is what allows best possible speed. So it's always a work in progress with every individual horse, and I sometimes wonder whether we ever get any particular one of them just right. You know, it's always something we have to tinker with.
Okay. Well, thanks very much, Toby and Lisa. Fantastic insight from two of the mainstays of Globe Derby and harness racing. They travel everywhere, Victor Harbour, Port Perry, etc. Stick with us. More to come on the SA Footy Show.